At Champion and Nash, we're more than HVAC experts. We're your neighbors, committed to your comfort 24/7. Visit championandnash.com today.
That's athletic career. It's over.
You're toxic. I'm gonna do a Mrs. Doubtfire over football. That was 200. Nice chin powers.
He's like extremely ugly.
Where are you from?
West Virginia. We go west, and in West Virginia, it's the westest of the west.
Who is that guy?
If you want power reclining flex steel furniture from Gallery Furniture combined with incredible performance fabric, this is it. This fabric is scratch-proof, stain-proof, kid-proof, party-proof. This power reclining sofa has power reclining, power lumbar, power headrest, heat massage, makes you feel great every day after a long day at work. Buy this beautiful power reclining furniture, sofa, love seat, and recliner from Flex Steel, power reclining furniture, performance fabric in your home, free delivery tonight.
For over 75 years,
Wow, that's a lot.
it is. The ABC Home and Commercial Services family has been helping Houstonians beautify and protect their homes.
Amazing.
Stop getting bugged inside and outside your home. ABC is here to free your home of pests both large and small. That's an ABC guarantee. Let us do the hard work so you can get your weekends back.
ABC Home and Commercial Services.
For over 75 years,
Wow, that's a lot.
it is. The ABC Home and Commercial Services family has been helping Houstonians beautify and protect their homes.
Amazing.
Stop getting bugged inside and outside your home. ABC is here to free your home of pests both large and small. That's an ABC guarantee. Let us do the hard work so you can get your weekends back.
They get rid of pests, large and small.
Commercial Services.
Any of the use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of Benetcall Productions is prohibited.
Tonight's first half highlights are presented by Target. It is a warm night in Houston, Texas. In a good matchup. Touchdown! What a catch! What a throw! Mayfield. Touchdown! Ryan Miller. And a really nice route. Ibuka looking for a block guy. A back up Ibuka. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Gain everything you need to win game day at Target. It's a 4-point game as the second half is about to get underway with the visiting Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to start 2-0 for the 5th straight season. Up by those 4 points. Welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman with Lisa and Laura down on the field. I know they're leading by 4. They're about to get the ball, Tampa Bay, but it seems like with the injuries and the reshuffling on the offensive line, time's starting to run out for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It seems like it coincided with about the time that Luke Gedeke went down at right tackle, and so they've had to shuffle some things up a little bit, and the pressure's beginning to get to him. And the good thing for Baker and Tampa Bay is they've got a plan B, and that is Bucky Irving. They've had some success running the football, whereas for the Houston Texans, they've really had no ground game again this week, and C.J. Stroud being the leading rusher, so that's going to affect them as we move through the rest of this ball game as well.
Fairbairn with a line drive. This is Tucker on the return. Third string running back is able to get it across the 25 and back. Sid, tonight's total replay is brought to you by United Airlines, and here is how those defensive ends are getting after Baker.
Well, that's the focal point when you come in against the Houston Texans. There you got Hunter with Will Anderson, and here's both of them collapse in the pocket, and that's where it all starts. You better have answers for them. And you see, they're not giving these guys much help on the outside. They're pretty much being asked to try to block them one-on-one, and that's a lot to ask of anybody.
From the 28, they're going to start on the ground with Irvin. And Butler Irvin with a nice gain on first down as he gets 7. So just to repeat, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are without Tristan Wirfs, who did come back to practice this week, but a 4-time Pro Bowl left tackle is not ready to go. Had knee surgery in July. And then Luke Gedeke, their other starting tackle on the right side, left in the first half, re-aggravating that foot. So they're down to Graham Barton at left tackle, his second game out there ever. He played center last year as a rookie. Charlie Heck at right tackle. Not much room at all for Irving. It'll be third and short coming up.
Well, it helps when you're able to hand the ball off on first down and pick up the game that they did. And didn't get as much there on second down, but sure makes it a manageable third down. And as we talked about, Tampa Bay was excellent last week in that win against Atlanta. And they've been good again tonight on this down.
Jalen Petrie, who was questionable with a rib injury, back in there for Houston. That's great news. For D'Amico Ryans, it's third down and a long walk. Quick set up and throw. He goes to Shepard. The longtime New York Giant, Sterling Shepard, who came aboard with the Bucs a season ago, gets 5.
They're going to a little bit of a hurry up. There's Kevin Carberry, who I talked about a little bit earlier, and the job that he's done with this offensive line this year especially, but last year he did a good job as well.
Take the handoff and Shepard again. Nice gain on first down as he's brought down by Bullock, the safety. A gain of 7.
So they're going to try to slow this pass rush down a little bit, up the tempo offensively, get these guys to where they've got to start running sideline to sideline, ball out quick.
Back to Irving.
Oh, shit.
Toe didn't. Right there in the hole, and he just dropped Bucky Irving for a loss of 1.
Well, this is what it's like playing linebacker in the NFL. Watch his eyes and how he reads all the action in the backfield, and then he just feels the hole. And that, if you don't play that style of aggressiveness and attack, you won't play for D'Amico Ryans. There's 11 guys. It doesn't matter what position. Last week, Kamari Lassiter, who's one of the best cover corners in football, he led the team in tackles. So they got 11 guys who fly the football.
They're down in 4. Mayfield time runs out.
Get him! Yeah!
And he was Sheldon Rankin.
Sorry,
got
Doug.
his hand on the legs or the foot of Mayfield to get the sack and a loss of 4.
Well, that's a great job, and they're so happy to have him back. He was here in 23. Last year he went to Cincinnati, and he's back this year. And what an added addition he is for this defensive front.
Noel waits for the punt from Dixon. 1 first down by Tampa Bay on that possession, and that's it. This punt is deep and in the end zone. So the Texans are looking for their first win of the season. And their home opener, get that defensive play by Sheldon Rankins. As Troy said, happy to have him back. It's Texans football, down 4.
This right here, ESPN Bet. This is the sportsbook that gives fans the tools they need, like stats at your fingertips while you bet. Just the thing to line up that perfect parlay. Want expert picks? Oh yeah, we got those too. That guy's got some good points. Whatever kind of fan you are, ESPN Bet's got you covered. With everything you need to bet smarter and score more from the game. ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. And right now, get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
The anticipation of a new McDonald's sauce has reached its sweet, smoky, and gold pinnacle special edition gold sauce.
Okay, Nate, it's just one smile, okay? One smile, and then we can go home, okay? Nope, that's too much teeth.
Hey, come on.
You gotta look at the camera, honey.
Hey, listen to your mother.
Buddy, look up, okay? Nope, that's too far up. This isn't working. DeVito, you're in.
Tommy DeVito, backup Nate.
If only there were backups in real life.
Hey guys, follow me on this one.
But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
See? Now that's a smile. Okay, now everybody look at DeVito on this one.
Week 3 of the NFL season kicks off with Thursday Night Football starting at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Prime Video. Stream games live on your mobile device with NFL Plus.
It's WNBA playoff time on ESPN, and we are go. 8 teams, each one with something to prove. We can't get enough of the WNBA playoffs. Only on ESPN and stream it on the all-new ESPN app.
Behind every great fortune is a great crime. Is this blood money?
FX is The Lowdown. Premieres September 23rd on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Hard to believe Max Crosby has never been a first-team All-Pro. He has made the last 4 straight Pro Bowls. But a second-team All-Pro, he's absolutely relentless. I know they come after Justin Herbert tonight. That matchup between the Chargers and the Raiders coming up at 10 Eastern. Chris Fowler, Dan Orlovsky, Louis Riddick, Kenny George, and Peter Schrager on the call from Vegas.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky, he's the hardest working guy on television. Every time I turn on ESPN, he's on.
And then when he's not in the studio, he goes on a McAfee like from his car.
That's when the guy sleeps.
Let's go down to Laura Rutledge, who knows how hard Dan works just each and every day.
Yeah, Dan's going to love that you guys are talking about that. I want to update you guys on something. Kalijah Cansey, the D lineman for the Bucs, is out for this game with a pectoral injury, a massive blow to this Bucs defense. And Todd Bowles telling me they're going to have to do it with a rotation of Greg Gaines, Logan Hall, the rookie Elijah Roberts. He said somebody's got to step up here now.
Here's Nico Collins, Laura making the catch, and a first down out to the 40. Good throw from C.J. Stroud as he hits big number 12 in stride for 16 yards.
Well, Tampa Bay, they bring the blitz. They pick it up nicely, and Zion McCollum, who got beat for the touchdown, he's locked one-on-one. Good route there by Nico Collins, but he gets inside, and then it's just a matter of ball placement and beating it. But here's the pickup. Nick Chubb inside. Got a clean lane then on the throw to Collins.
Just Collins' second catch of the game. The other one, a 29-yard touchdown. Made it 7-zip. Hand out to Chubb, and Travassier Dennis is in there to make that tackle again of 2.
Well, you've got to believe that if Houston's going to have success offensively here in the second half, like we saw on that opening drive, the ball's got to get to Nico Collins. I mean, the offense pretty much runs through him. It's hard to imagine them being able to do much on that side of the ball if he's not touching it.
No targets tonight for either of the high draft picks. Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins, the rookies, teammates at Iowa State. On 2nd and 8, Stroud steps through, fakes the throw.
Slide! Don't do that, man.
As Yaya Diaby, first time they've said his name tonight, makes the stop, but a gain of 6.
And a lot of this offense tonight is C.J. Stroud scrambling. Here's a look. They got. Initially, he's looking at Nico Collins. He was in the slot. He had Jakob Johnson, who was coming across on the drag route, not a big receiving threat, but that was about the only guy who really created any type of separation.
On 4th down and 2 by
Come on, man.
So Todd Bowles bringing pressure, and the protection breaks down as 4th down.
Well, Goomba Wale, he's in there in the backfield, and he just gets trucked right here by Tyke Smith. I mean, he just goes right through him, and C.J. Stroud, he's sitting there thinking, we've got this picked up, and bam.
Tyke played slot.
Lifted him off the fucking ground.
Last year, they moved him to safety before the draft. He played some in college, and boy, did he bring it on that 3rd and 2. Beautiful play by Townsend. And it checks out of bounds inside the 10. Well done by Tommy Townsend. And the Buccaneers get the ball back, 53-yard perfect punt. Warm night. Look at downtown Houston. Their Texans down 4.
Don't sleep on this one, Bucs fans. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and it's looking smooth. Talk about putting your best face forward. Gillette's Best Shave is now the best a fan can get. Now at Walmart and Walmart.com.
The national games are back on NFL Network. You can hear rock stars come out as more with a return of London and debuts in Dublin, Berlin, and Madrid. It's Sunday night football at the NFL National Game starting September 28th.
Craving a travel adventure but tired of bad vacation rentals? With Wander, it's easy to get away to your dream destination with no planning or stress. Wander combines the power of a luxury hotel with the comfort of a private vacation home. With hundreds of high-selected locations from coast to coast, every Wander comes with inspiring views, hotel-ready amenities, dreamy beds, top-tier cleaning, and 24/7 concierge service. Wander Out is the perfect time to book. Get $500 off your stay. Your next adventure awaits.
I feel like YouTube drama.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This
survey is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now, I can make a difference in my community and their dreams.
New graduates gain credit. Visit teenagediplomat.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them. I've run this place for 20 years, and I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on the internet.
Other than, I guess, having an iPhone, probably.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more.
Than what I am on paper.
Good news, TV's #1 drama is back. Caitlin Olsen tackles LAPD's toughest cases in a new season of High Potential, premiering tomorrow night on ABC. And you can catch a special replay of the very first episode to get hooked after tonight's game. Tampa Bay's ball sitting at their 8. They lead by 4. For the Buccaneers, their worst starting field position. Each team tonight scored on their first 2 possessions. Each team 3 punts since. On first down. Irving got 2. Second down and 8 coming up. There are the numbers. First 4 drives we saw scoring. Last 6 drives we've seen Riley Dixon and Tommy Townsend. They're the punts. Trying to get back in it, 2nd and 8. Hand off to Irving. Good blocking on the right side of this offensive line, and then the legs of Bucky Irving just driving for what looked to be enough for a first down.
Nice job offensively. The Houston Texans showing a 2-deep shell, and the Buccaneers were in 2 tight ends. So turn, hand the ball off to Bucky Irving. You know, you've got a favorable matchup in the run game, and then, you know, he's able to make the first down just handing it off to him. He got the first down in the game.
Little breathing room, ball is out to the 18. Irving on the handoff, and we'll across the 20 as we send it down to Lisa.
Hey Joe, you guys were talking about Sheldon Rankins returning to Houston. No one was happier about that than Will Anderson. Anderson calls Rankins his OG. He says he was my vet since my rookie season when Anderson was taken under Sheldon Rankins' wing. And he said even when Rankins spent last season with the Bengals and he got back here, he said the relationship picked up right where it left off. He said just having him back just makes him feel like he can play so much more freely.
Yeah, Lisa, he's had a couple of big plays in this game.
Get up! Got him!
Here's Baker Mayfield just able to get rid of it with C.J. Gardner-Johnson tripping him.
The pass is incomplete. It's 3rd down.
And Mayfield avoided the sack to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Well, they bring the slot blitz, and it forces Baker then out of the pocket because they call the play action. They thought they were going to get the one-on-one. C.J. Gardner-Johnson comes from here, and they think they've got a chance for a big play down the field, but yet they're just not able to set it up.
They're down and 8. Anderson got a great
Yes!
and Stingley won that one. Mike Evans the target, and Stingley was right there.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier in this game is the advantage that Houston has. So they bring pressure, and now you got one-on-one, but you've got a corner who's able to come up and just get locked up right in the face of Mike Evans. And you see just great eye discipline on Stingley's part. You know, here's the pressure that's coming. Baker knows he can't hold the football very long, but typically when you play against teams, they don't have corners like Stingley. And it's a little bit of Russian roulette for a defense to play that kind of game.
Dixon just got it away. But Miller getting brought down immediately. That was Izzy. And Christian Izzy downfield covering the punt to perfection. That's work. C.J. Stroud. His first year with the Texans helping to get the offense for Bucks off the field.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, Jason Kelsey can watch every game every Sunday, all in one place. But how much NFL in one place can you handle? Yes! What have we done? NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Every game, every Sunday, new users pay less.
Compliments of the chef. Oh? He was so glad that he had emergency roadside service with Geico. And since they saved his bacon, he presents to you a bacon tart flambe.
Mate, look, I don't need special treatment. I'm just happy that he's happy.
You're too humble, Mr. Gecko. Which is why we also present to you, and I don't need special treatment, run-of-the-mill grilled cheese.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Get more savings in service. Get more with Geico.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You handle chaos with composure, because everything you do behind the scenes sets the stage for there and then. You are a fighter. This is your reward. Medalla, the mark of a fighter.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
From 2020 to 2022, the Texans had 11 total wins, fewest in the league. They hired DeMeco Ryans. They drafted C.J. Stroud, who came in as rookies respectively. In each of the last two seasons, they've won 10 games. They've won the AFC South and made the divisional round, but it still burns them. And C.J. Stroud in particular, when we talked to him, that they did not get past Cincinnati last year in the divisional to get to their first AFC champ game in franchise history, which dates back to 2002.
Well, every young team goes through it, and eventually you get to a point, and C.J. Stroud's at that point now, that, you know, just getting to the playoffs, winning 10 games, 11 games, getting to the divisional round, it's not enough. And it's not enough for DeMeco Ryans either.
Here's Marks. Off the edge, McCollum crashes down to make the tackle, a gain of 3.
So you turn around a program like DeMeco Ryans has since he got here, and there's a lot to feel good about. There's a look at Cal McNair, the owner. And they have high expectations, and they talked about it last year when they lost to Kansas City, and so the pressure only gets greater. And it's good. It's good for the city. It's good for the organization. And this team is capable of doing it, and like I said, that's why week one is always overemphasized, a tough opener for them. But it's a big game now.
Stroud's in trouble. Diaby chasing him, now Hall, and C.J. Stroud just has to get rid of it. Diaby got through, and then Logan Hall, the second-round pick, who plays collegiately here in Houston. Just the throw, and it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and Levante David, he comes off the edge as well, and he sees it, and he's able to get him moving a little bit in that pocket, and that's kind of what Tampa's had to do in order to get pressure on C.J. Stroud. They kind of had to create it, manufacture it a little bit.
We're going to shortchange Greg Gaines. He came off the middle, getting more playing time now with Elijah Cansey out with a pec injury. It's 3rd and 7. Pressure.
Fuck, man.
And the rookie, Elijah Roberts, was in there as well.
What you do does.
4th down, and the crowd booing here in Houston.
Well, they put Savasier, Dennis, and Levante David then in the A-gaps, and they're trying to create single blocking, and you don't know which one's coming. And Levante David looks like he's going to drop into coverage. They expect him to, and then here he comes, right up the gut. And he's got a clean shot.
Levante David playing his 200th career game. That's number 3 in the all-time Bucks list. Townsend hits it again. He's been busy. Cam Johnson waiting for it. And Cameron backpedaling. He's just able to get it to the 21. The Bucks all-time list. 2 Hall of Famers in front of David. Rondé Barber, Derrick Brooks. And in career game number 200, Levante David and a rookie, Elijah Roberts, make a play. Bucks ball up 4.
Okay, goal of this play is to get USAA membership. Why do we love USAA, team?
Because they still call Mom Sergeant. And they pay Dad to clean super fast after that scary thunder. And they make it easy for Grandpa to have insurance and banking in one app.
That's right. USAA is so good. Got it.
Definitely are more influenced by their surroundings than by their own intentions. While there are other people who are more influenced by the subjective factor. Now you see, the subjective factor, that's very characteristic, was understood by Freud as a sort of pathological autoerotism. Now this is a mistake. You know, the psyche has 2 conditions, 2 important conditions. The one is the environmental influence, and the other is the given fact of the psyche as it is formed. The psyche is by no means tabula rasa. We have a definite mixture and combination of genes, and they are there from the very first moment of our life. And they give a definite character, even to the little child. And that is a subjective factor, looked at from the outside. Now, if you look at it from the inside, then it is just so as if you would observe the world. When you observe the world, you see people, you see houses, you see the sky, you see tangible objects. But when you observe yourself within, you see moving images, a world of images, generally known as fantasies. Yet these fantasies are facts. And it is such a tangible fact, for instance, that when a man has a certain fantasy, another man may lose his life. And the fantasy has a proper reality. That is not to be forgotten. Fantasy is not nothing. It is, of course, not a tangible object, but it is a fact nevertheless. It is a form of energy, despite the fact we can't measure it. It is a manifestation of something. When the introverted intuitive would speak what he really perceives, then partly nobody would understand it. It would be misunderstood. And so they learn to keep things to themselves. And you hardly ever hear them talking.
Football league, and it was one throw. Mike Evans on a perfect throw from Baker Mayfield working against Stingley, and he just can't drop it in any better than that.
No, and Mike Evans able to get a little bit of separation. Wasn't a whole lot to his release. He just takes off the line of scrimmage, but he's able to create at least a little bit of separation from Derek Stingley, and the ball's just thrown perfectly before Stingley can even get his head turned around.
Tampa Bay's longest play of the game. Just their 5th first down over the last 5 possessions as this one drifts out of bounds for Evans, and heavy pressure by Jalen Petrie, who was coming on a blitz, something he does very well.
Yes, he does. He's a very physical player. They try to get him in coverage if they can. He can struggle at times there, but I'm a big fan of what he's able to do, and he comes completely unblocked at the top of the screen. And Mayfield wasn't accounting for him and had nowhere to go with the football.
Shot White comes into the ball game. And past the line of scrimmage and ducks out of bounds with a first down.
All these things. That is a great disadvantage.
There are people in this world who feel like they were born with their eyes turned inward. They see things others don't. They sense things others ignore. They live with one foot in reality and the other in the invisible realm of meaning. Carl Jung called them introverted intuitives, and he believed that of all personality types, they suffer the most. The pain of the intuitive introvert is subtle, but constant. It's not the pain of physical hardship, it's the ache of existential isolation.
And y'all just gonna fucking wrap them up. Shit.
They're alone because no one seems to understand the depth of their mind. Jung described them as being drawn away from outer reality by the pull of unconscious images. They are visionaries by nature, but in a world ruled by logic, utility, and surface appearances, vision is a heavy burden.
Bang in short. Pick it up and
Daily life becomes exhausting. They walk into a room and instantly pick up on tension no one else feels. A conversation drains them, not because they're antisocial, but because the topics feel meaningless. They'd go to great lengths just to avoid the hollow noise of small talk. To them, empty conversations have no value. Social media overwhelms them, not with jealousy, but with sensory and emotional overload. They can spiral for hours over a single, seemingly harmless comment. Not because they're weak, but because they feel and analyze beneath the surface of every interaction. Take this example. During a team meeting, their manager casually says, "I just expected a bit more initiative on that project." To others, it's a quick remark, barely noticed. But to the intuitive introvert, it hits differently. All afternoon, they replay that sentence in their mind. What did they really mean? Was it disappointment? Criticism? Did I let them down? Was I not good enough? Or did I misread the expectations? By evening, they're not just thinking about that moment. They're questioning their entire role, their purpose, their worth. Because intuitive introverts don't just hear words, they absorb tone, energy, intent, and emotion, often feeling more than what was consciously said. And explaining this feeling to other people is next to impossible. And that's the double-edged sword. Their depth gives them insight. But it also brings emotional exhaustion from trying to decode a world that rarely speaks their language. This is generally considered by people as overthinking. And to be fair, most intuitive introverts do suffer from overthinking. Thinking hours on end about simple daily life events and comments from people. The people around generally advise to take it easy and not worry about things so much. But the thing is, it's not that easy when you have been doing it your whole life. That is the curse of the intuitive introvert. Their minds are always in motion, always analyzing, pattern-seeking, translating life into metaphors and emotions. They live in a different frequency, and few people even know it exists. This struggle often starts young. As children, intuitive introverts don't fit in. While others are chasing games and attention, they're asking, why do people lie? Where do we go when we die? What's the meaning of all this? Their inner world is vivid, vast, and alive, but their outer world rarely mirrors it. So they retreat into books, into dreams, into imagination, and by the time they reach adulthood, they've become masters at hiding their depth, just to survive in a shallow world. Here's what many don't understand. For the intuitive introvert, suffering isn't always loud. It's not screaming.
Back in there, why not? They go to him this time. Houston stuffs it. Just to put numbers and a visual to what Troy was talking about earlier in the first half, the Buccaneers between 22 and 23, they were worst in the league running the ball. Last year they were fourth, and right now they're up over 100 yards in a game compared to 52 for Houston.
So Josh Broussard, who you said from Leatherwood, North Carolina, you know they're all tuned in watching tonight.
On second down and 9, Mayfield, Ibuka, can't get to it.
We saw Ibuka getting wrapped on the sideline just a few moments ago, and he's trying to get to the middle of the field. And I don't know if it's hindering him in any way at all, but it didn't look like he got there quite as quickly. It's a pretty tight wrap that he has. You see the double move. He's just not able to quite get across.
There he is getting wrapped earlier in this second half. They're already without Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan. We're down to 9. Mayfield ends out.
No good, no good.
And Will Anderson had pressure on Baker Mayfield, forced that throw. It's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a tight throw, and there's just no real estate along the sidelines. You see as Evans comes off the ball, he runs straight to the sideline. Stingley's got eyes on the ball, and boy, there's just, plus with Bullock coming over the top, there's just nowhere for Mayfield to feel comfortable throwing that football to give him a chance.
38-yard try by McLaughlin.
No good! Alright, Stroud, man. That's a sign.
Field goal in his 7-year career. A try between 30 and 39 yards. This one from 38, no good. This game stays 14.
Chaos. It's the slow erosion of the soul. The quiet grief of being seen, but here's what many don't understand. For the intuitive introvert, suffering isn't always loud. It's not screaming or chaos. It's the slow erosion of the soul. The quiet grief of being seen, but not known. The daily dissonance between what they feel and what the world values. They crave truth, connection, and depth, but are met with small talk, superficial goals, and empty rituals. They sense when something is off, when a relationship is hollow, when a job has no purpose. But explaining it feels impossible. People call them dramatic, sensitive, overthinkers. Intuitive introverts often keep their insights to themselves, not because they lack words, but because sharing their inner truth can be met with blank stares, or worse, discomfort. Imagine this. At a family gathering, someone asks casually, "How have you been?" Instead of the usual, "Good, just busy." They take a breath and say, "Lately, I've been feeling this strange emptiness, like I'm drifting through life without meaning. It's hard to explain, but it feels like something deep in me wants to change." The room goes quiet. Someone awkwardly changes the subject. Another offers a quick, "Well, maybe you just need a vacation." To the intuitive introvert, it was a moment of honesty, a glimpse into their soul, but to others it felt like too much, too heavy, too strange, and that's the wound they carry. The pain of finally speaking their truth, only to realize the world isn't ready to hear it. So they smile, nod, retreat inward again, not because they're shy, but because their truth feels safest in silence. So they go silent, and their silence becomes a kind of suffering no one sees. Carl Jung understood this pain. He saw intuitive introverts as having a unique relationship with the unconscious mind. They don't just think, they perceive what lies beneath. Jung called them the mediators of the collective unconscious.
38-yard miss by Chase McLaughlin, who's just sick about it over on the sideline. Houston still down by just 4 as they hang and Chuck, one of his better runs of the game, gets 7. Leading rusher for Houston is C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, that was close. That was close by Nick Chubb. They haven't had a whole lot to show for the run game, but if he's able to get through that initial line and it was close, he's got a chance to get a big play. But that's a good way to start it.
7 carries, 18 yards. Chandler will pick up the blitzer for a moment, and the pass is incomplete. 3rd and 3 coming up, and a flag is down.
So holding.
In the secondary.
Oh, no, not holding. Passing.
Illegal contact. Defense number 21. It's a 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Rookie Benjamin Morrison, 2nd-round pick from Notre Dame.
Yeah, definitely contact Nico Collins. They're going to have the one-on-one look that C.J. Stroud was hoping for. And he gets a hold of him there, and then again when he's trying to kind of work back into it, you see the flag come out, but he didn't get a chance to play last week with the hamstring, but a guy they're going to be dependent on as they move through this season.
On 1st down, this one is caught by the tight end.
There it is, baby.
And got 10. Depends on where they put it down. They put it right at midfield, which is right at 1st down yardage. And that'll end the quarter. They're going to move it back a half yard. It'll be 2nd down and less than 1 when we start the 4th. So we had the missed field goal by McLaughlin. Houston's ball at midfield.
They carry the dreams, fix having a unique relationship with the unconscious mind. They don't just think, they perceive what lies beneath. Jung called them the mediators of the collective unconscious. They carry the dreams, fears, and symbols of humanity inside them. And because of this, they are often overwhelmed by inner images and impressions they cannot explain. They are haunted by what others cannot see. And if they deny this part of themselves, it leads to depression, anxiety, and a loss of meaning. But Jung didn't just leave them in the dark. He believed that the very thing that causes the intuitive introvert pain can also become their source of power, the key, to stop running from their inner world and start using it. So what brings joy to the intuitive introvert? Solitude with purpose, time alone, not to escape, but to create. Symbolic expression, art, writing, music, any medium that translates emotion into form. They are drawn to nature, trees, rivers, stars, places where the soul can breathe. Meaningful conversations, not small talk, but soul talk. Deep, raw, honest dialogue. Dream work and journaling emotions. A regular ritual of self-reflection and inner exploration. Giving service through insight. Guiding others, coaching, healing. Teaching when done from a place of authenticity. Even volunteering for the community gives a sense of satisfaction and purpose that is rarely found in material chase. So give back and volunteer for the causes that inspire you and represent who you are. Jung believed intuitive introverts thrive when they embrace their role as bridge builders between the conscious and unconscious, between the material and the mystical. If you're an intuitive introvert, you're not broken, you're not too much, you're not living in your head. You are deeply alive in a world that often forgets what aliveness feels like. Your sensitivity is not your weakness, it's your compass. Your visions are not distractions, they're messages. Your
McLaughlin. And now it is 2nd down and less than 1 as we start the 4th quarter. The ball sitting just shy of midfield.
Well, we'll see how Nick Caley, the offensive coordinator, in his 2nd game of calling plays, how he wants to play this. 2nd and a foot, inches, whatever it is. Maybe a little play action, take a shot.
Well, maybe he gets a rush. Stroud comes back.
There it is. Locked up, go!
And Jordan Hayes inside the 25. His first catch of the game, his first target, good for 27 yards.
Well, that's what they do. They're able to move the pocket and give him a little bit of time. He had the option to pull up and maybe take a deep shot across the field to Nico Collins, but they covered it pretty well. Instead, he comes underneath to Higgins. Here's the deep shot across the field if they had it, but they get underneath that, come underneath to Higgins, and still pick up a nice gain.
5th different receiver tonight for Houston with a catch of 20-plus yards as Chubb gets hit by Tyke Smith. He's got a sack in this ball game and a loss on the play of 1.
We'll say Jaden Higgins, from what I've seen, and it's a small sample, but I like him. And if you like Nico Collins, you're probably going to like Jaden Higgins because he's built a lot like him. And watching him, and then even the other rookie who we talked about a little bit earlier, Jalen Noel, both out of Iowa State. I think he's got a bright future. This could be a awfully good group when everybody's going.
Second and 11, Stroud. Can't find anyone.
Oh, there you go.
And that was left for grabs. As Jacob Parrish, the rookie for Tampa Bay, got under that. Throw for Collins, incomplete.
I don't know if CJ felt him coming underneath it or it was just an errant throw. But the fact that this ball is high was a blessing for Stroud. Otherwise, it's intercepted. Because when he lets it go, you see Parrish comes underneath it. He's right there. I mean, if this ball's not thrown as high as it is, he's gonna intercept this ball. So he might have felt it as he's starting to throw, or it might have just been a throw that, fortunately for him, got away from him.
There have been no turnovers in this game. C.J. Stroud has been sacked on the last 2 third downs he's faced. 3rd and 11. Gets it away this time and has a first down.
Get it, baby, get it.
Inside the 10.
Good route by Dalton Schultz. He's Mr. Reliable. And against that zone coverage, he knows exactly where he needs to get. Even with a ball that's a little bit behind him, he's able to make a play on it. But the Bucs only rush 4, and they don't even come close to getting near C.J. Stroud.
First down and goal.
Nico's in the slot.
All 6-4 of them. Stroud trying to find it. He does, but Collins is down short of the end zone. With Jamel Dean right there. It's 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
They bring an all-out blitz. If Nico Collins just tightens this angle to where he's not going up the field, if he goes flatter, he creates more separation and he probably scores. But because he goes up the field, it creates a tougher angle for CJ to get him the football, number 1, and then also then the defender's there to make a play.
2nd and goal. Here's Chubb. Bottled up.
Touchdown. What?
Got through and made the tackle.
Damn, he didn't go nowhere.
But you saw Chubb hesitate right after he got the ball. And usually when you do that down here, it's hard to get it across the goal line. There's a little pause because of the penetration. And then from there, it's hard to get it going again from down here this close to the goal line.
Dumawale comes in. He's in the backfield. Next is Stroud. On 3rd down and goal from outside the 1. Late clock is a 1. Stroud ends up complete for Collins.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
And the offense will stay out there for Nico Ryan. It's 4th and goal.
Well, they had a chance. It's just so tight. Everything has to be so quick and precise that the double move, he gets the separation, and if Stroud doesn't lead him quite so much up the field, it's a touchdown. Not surprised by the decision here at all.
We've had back-to-back tries from about the 1. Here's another 4th and goal. Sprinting left, throwing it, incomplete. Tampa Bay holds. McCollum on Nico Collins. It was 1st and goal from the 8. And the Texans can't get it in.
3rd and 4th down. This one was not even close. There was no chance on
It's gonna be another long week, Dutch.
3 straight stops from the 1 for Tampa Bay. They're still up 4. Stroud frustrated.
Choose visions are not distractions, they're messages. Your solitude is not a void, it's a temple. As Jung said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. So look within, embrace the depth, and you will suffer less, not because the world changes, but because you will finally be at home within yourself.
Yes, one of the most difficult types is the intuitive introvert. The intuitive extrovert, you find them all hunters, bankers, yes. But the introvert, he has intuitions as to the subjective factor, namely the inner world. Very difficult to understand.
By many, being introverted is seen as a weakness. Introverts rather stay on the background, often hesitate to make a decision, and get fatigued by social interaction. But these so-called weaknesses are easily compensated by a series of strengths that are generally overlooked, despite the fact that they're invaluable in many different settings. The fact of the matter is, we live in an extroverted world, in which extroverted qualities are desirable over introverted qualities. So, to enhance the emancipation of the introvert a little bit, and because I'm introverted myself, I present you 8 strengths of introverts.
With their way of seeing. Some people see the world in a way that's different from most. They pick up on invisible patterns, feel the energy around them, and understand intentions even before they're expressed. If you've ever felt disconnected from others because your mind seems to operate on another level, you might be an intuitive introvert, a rare and complex.
Taking over at the 1.
Come on. Safety. Let's get that safety.
See if they can get out of trouble here. Irving carries.
But what does this really mean? Why do these people have such a hard time expressing themselves? Why do they seem to be always one step ahead, yet feel like no one truly understands them? In this video, you'll discover the clear signs that you might be an intuitive introvert and, more importantly, how to turn this ability into a true advantage in your life. Carl Jung described the intuitive introvert as someone deeply connected to the unconscious.
To run it, and they got to at least try. So
there we go.
Christian Harris made that play as he drops Bucky Irving, no gain.
Fuck, man.
Comes in on the play, and Mayfield is celebrating. Let's see why.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 48.
Capable of perceiving hidden patterns and predicting trends before they manifest in reality. This sensitivity can be a gift, allowing an expanded perception of reality. But it can also be a challenge when the world around seems to be out of sync with this way of seeing things. The intuitive introvert doesn't see the world the way most people do. While others absorb reality in a direct and objective manner, they perceive invisible nuances and catch patterns before they even form. More than just hearing words, they understand the intentions behind them. This heightened sensitivity makes their perceptions vast and difficult to share. Imagine someone who, upon entering a room, feels the tension before any disagreement even occurs. Or someone who predicts the outcome of a conversation before anyone mentions the subject. They process everything in deep layers, and often, their mind is light years ahead of the present moment. But this unique perception of the world can become a challenge when it's time to express it. How can you translate into words something that comes as a complete picture, a web of invisible connections to others? Intuition operates in multiple layers, while language follows a linear path. That's why they might hesitate or seem distant in trivial conversations. Their mind has already explored countless possibilities before they've even formulated a response. And when they try to explain, the words seem insufficient. If they receive a confused look or a wow that's far out, they realize that what made sense in their mind couldn't be translated to the outside world. And it's precisely this difference that separates them from most people. While others go along with the flow of social interactions effortlessly, the intuitive introvert...
Can they make the one big play that they need right now? Blitz coming off the edge of Petrie. Petrie gets the first down. Put down from behind. And Mayfield's hurt.
No, man.
And then gets in the face of C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Come on, man.
With a 17-yard carry by Baker Mayfield on 3rd down and 10.
Well, you see everybody turn and run, and Baker Mayfield then, he sees it open up, and defenders have their backs to him, and off he goes. I mean, this guy is not that fast, but yet he makes plays with his legs. He's not overly athletic by any means, but yet he knows how to play the game and can do just enough in moments like that.
Banged his knee into the turf and then popped right up after initially looking like flag is down as the catch is made out on the edge by Irving, and To'o was there for Houston to bring him down. Flag in the secondary, however.
Forward pass was thrown, illegal contact, defense number 4. It's a 5-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
Penalty number 6 against the Texans, and these are 2 important ones here late.
That's on Kamari Lassiter. He's right off the field. You see, he's got a hold of him. It's on Ryan Miller.
11 penalties in week 1, 7 were on the offense. 6 penalties in week 2, 5 are on the defense for the D'Amico Ryans. They're going to throw the flag.
False start. Offense number 17. The 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Now first down and 15 with just over 8 to play. Here in Houston, Buccaneers ball at 4. Hand off to Irving, cuts back. Still there. And the Texans swarm to the ball. In the end, it's a 5-yard carry. Lassiter gets the stop.
That's when you called it, Joe. I mean, there are white jerseys flying all over this field. And now Tampa Bay, they're picking up the tempo.
2nd and 10.
This has already been a successful drive for Tampa. Just get field position back.
Quick throw, Shepard delivers the shoulder into C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That'll make it 3rd down and short after a gain of about 7. Battle between the Nico Lions and Josh Guzzo. 3rd down and 3. Four-man rush. Mayfield.
The fumble!
Rashad White was there for Tampa Bay and got back on the ball. Daniil Hunter is the one who knocked it out. And White, who recovered the fumble, is not able to get up. A loss of 4, it brings up 4th down, and then the question is how hurt is Rashad White?
Yeah, the angle that he had to go try to get on this football, I didn't think he was going to beat the defender for Houston to the ball. But that was the opportunity that Houston was looking for with the ball on the ground. He takes a helmet right to the ribs. I think Petrie is the one that drills him.
The ball just came out of the hands of Baker Mayfield. Tampa Bay gets back on the football.
Feels like a foreigner trying to translate. It's precisely this difference that separates them from most people. While others go along with the flow of social interactions effortlessly, the intuitive introvert feels like a foreigner trying to translate a language that has no equivalent in their native tongue. They don't fit easily into everyday conversations because they're more interested in what's beyond the obvious. Their attention isn't just on the spoken word, but on the tone, the look, the intention behind it. However, this sharp perception, which sometimes isolates them, is the same that allows them to see hidden patterns and innovative solutions to problems that no one else has even identified. But there's one detail that makes all the difference. This ability isn't limited to their own inner world. The intuitive introvert has a peculiar way of perceiving people. They don't need many words to understand someone because they pick up on information that goes beyond what is said. Small gestures, subtle changes in tone of voice, word choice, and even silence tell them much more than they do for most people. That's why, often, they know when someone isn't doing well even before the person admits it. Have you ever had someone ask you, "How did you know that?" without you having a concrete explanation? This happens because their mind works associatively, connecting invisible signals to patterns they've already noticed before. And this ability isn't limited to people they know. The intuitive introvert can have an accurate impression of someone they've never seen before. They notice small details in posture, the way someone looks, or even the way the person moves. Have you ever felt an inexplicable distrust about someone, only to later find out they really weren't trustworthy? Or the opposite? Feel an instant connection with no apparent reason? This isn't magic. It's heightened perception. Their brain picks up on information that
Forced his own fumble when his left hand knocked it out of his right. Rachaad White was able to get back on top of it, then get up and walk back to the sideline under his own power. And now on 4th down and 6. A punt coming from Riley Dixon, with the rookie Jalen Knoll waiting for it for Houston.
Get your return, Noah.
Yes!
That's it, baby! Yes!
And able to celebrate is Frank Ross, the special teams coordinator, as Agunbawala and Jakob Johnson got through. But there were plenty there for Houston to block that punt by Riley Dixon.
Riley Dixon, the way to hear their comment, you see it, and he was pretty methodical in how he was, it just seemed like he was pretty casual as far as how he was going to punt the football, as if there was no rush whatsoever. As soon as he got the ball, I better speed that up a little bit. They got close before, and this was the break that the Texans needed.
Jakob Johnson, former New England Patriot, got through and got the block punt. Ravens had a block punt in their game yesterday. That's the second of the young season across the NFL. Stroud throws, and it's behind his target, Hutchinson.
Well, Stroud, this is his second read in the progression, and you're going to see as Hutchinson comes across here, the speed in which he hits this hole, and he's through the window, and it just throws a quarterback off.